So just to follow up, I think another thing of interest that people may not be familiar with is that religious Jews in Israel, whether they're ultra-Orthodox or religious Zionists, are not only participating in political life in the ultra-Orthodox parties or the Haredim parties. We've seen in recent years a number of ultra-Orthodox or more religious members that show up on the lists of some of the central and even some of the left-leaning parties, like Yesh Atid, for example.
Dov Lipman.
Yeah. So what would be the impetus either from the party or from some of these people to serve in some of those coalitions? Is it similar to what you mentioned before in terms of the interest, or is it more that they're taking a role in some of the security and societal things?
Sometimes it's very, very local.
Yeah.
Also, because it is still a small country,
Mm-hmm.
people live near each other. Actually, alliances can be made on the basis of personality. They get to know one another, and it's also the case that political scientists have observed that if the ultra-Orthodox community really voted lockstep with the way its leaders insist, then some of those parties should have gotten many, many more seats.
Right.
So while there is a public face of voting the way the rabbis tell us, or my identity requires me to vote this way, we do know that the electorate has started to think much more individualistically. Their personal things, whether it's economics, whether it's where they've chosen to live or their family lives, and they know that that party would give more benefits to that part of the country. Let's say you have people living in the South and they want a government that's going to invest in the South. They might vote for those personal interests rather than the sort of more collectivist thinking. And I think it's also media has made it very, very easy to have these underground or anonymous social media connections that people hear and learn about things that their community may not necessarily be advocating, and they're voting that way. I remember 25 years ago I lived in Efrat, and it was considered, West Bank, it's going to be solid for the politically right-wing communities. It was pre-Oslo.
Yeah.
It was 1992. That's when I lived there for a year as a family, and we lived in Efrat, and there was an election, and they even, when they said how many people from the settlement had voted for the different parties, Meretz. Meretz,
the furthest left-wing party there is, almost.
And there were people, weren't like they're looking around at the neighbors who voted for Meretz. But it meant that people would say, you know what, I don't like the way the ultra-Orthodox are behaving, or I think that in the end it's about power, and I think that religion needs to be a little bit more above that political fray and not get so dirty in politics. And and people are really voting more for what they think should happen. And most people also know that governments last only 3 to 4 years.
Right.
So no one's making a long-term investment. They realize that they could shift. The parties shift constantly.
We're certainly seeing that with this election.
And their allegiances are going to shift, because when I'm young and idealistic, or I'm serving in the army, or I have my kids in the army, I might feel one way. When I'm retired and I'm worried about pensions, economics might be more of a concern for me. So each, and then what always happens is that unpredictable
event.